Good morning, beloveds. So I haven't left my house in like 48 hours. We went to the park on Saturday, and then I I knew I hadn't escaped the cold that Tom had, but I didn't, yeah. And so yesterday I got up and I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to take this to church. So I didn't go to service yesterday. And so I'm getting ready to go to work because I feel much, much better. And I'm just like, I haven't left the house. Sometimes I think, because my friend Pat used to say, anytime she would say she needed a vacation, she'd get sick. And I'm just like, sometimes I think that's what it is. It's like we catch things to slow us down. It's like we push too hard. This could be an interesting week for me. And so my body was like, well, you will rest this weekend, whether you like it or not. So I did. And I liked it. I enjoyed the rest. So, I got a couple of things done that, just projects that I'm working on. All right. So it is September 18th. Our title is The Creative Force. Our author is Kathleen M.H. Besly. And this is from The Divine Art of Living, and it's from 1917. While there is no human science to prove that God is, every human science is founded on that fact. We know that we live and breathe, and that we were born into this world through no effort of our own. We know that we did not plan our entrance into this world, nor did we choose our parentage or environment. Yet all this must have been thought out, planned, and executed in its minutest detail by a great creative power which must be omnipresent, since its works are everywhere. As this creative force made us of the substance which was in and of itself, so we must realize that there can be no separation between spirit and substance or matter. If God is omnipresent, then God is present in matter, and the spiritual and material human are one. And that's it. And that's it. She's not going to belabor the point. That's one of the reasons why we have lots of names for God, because some people do find the word God, to be very triggering. So we have lots of words for it, including the universe. And one of my favorite is the patterning intelligence. I like that one a lot. It's because that's what Reverend Jesse was talking about yesterday. It's a reminder that God isn't just a giant human being. Like the Greek gods, because, the Greek gods were giant human beings, and they, with all of the Greek and the Roman gods, with all of the foibles of humanity. And we don't want that in God. We don't want God to be mercurial and to change its mind. We don't want that. Because we see what we do, and you don't want God to be unpredictable. And that's what she's saying is, God isn't unpredictable. God is very predictable. These are the outcomes that are going to happen. God operates in the law of cause and effect. There's no personality to deal with. God is what God is, which is everything and nothing. And that's why she says, so everything was planned out, and yet, we still make choices. So there's a patterning intelligence. There's a pattern that we came into, and we are free to follow the pattern, or we are free to change the pattern. That's the point of free will. That is the point of being able to make choices, is that we are allowed to choose. And I'm still working on the hydration thing. Don't mind that. And so what she's reminding us is, it's like, look, God is all there is. So the spiritual you and the material you are the same, and they're made from the same substance, and they were made by God. So whatever else you think about yourself, it's a reminder, hey, you know what? You were made by the ultimate architect. You were made by the ultimate creator. You were made by God. Well, what were you made of? You were made of God's stuff. You are so much more powerful than you think you are. That creative force that created you flows through you. You can do anything you want. So, I don't know. Kind of a short meditation. I don't know how I feel about that first sentence, though. While there is no human science to prove that God is, every human science is founded on that fact. I have a real beef with biblical archaeology. It's like, if you have to prove it to believe it, what does that do? What does that do for faith? Where is the faith in that? So, I don't know. And then they go and name things, like they name it the Eve principle and the God particle, and you're just like, you're not helping here. You're not helping here. But science and faith do have an interesting way of intertwining. So, all right. I don't want to keep coughing, so I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up fairly early. And it's a short one. It doesn't need to be belabored. As this creative force made us of the substance which was in and of itself, so we must realize that there can be no separation between spirit and substance or matter. If God is omnipresent, then God is present in matter. The spiritual and material you are one. All right? The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to recognize that God is present in the spiritual and material, which means God is present in you. All right? Simple mission. Simple mission. Recognize that God is present in you. Is it a simple mission, though? All right. Well, the second part of the mission is the same one I give you every day, which is the spiritual practice of self-care. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever that looks like. Like I said, I haven't left my house in 48 hours. Probably the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing I can do for myself. And yet, I got a lot done. I had a couple of projects for the center that I needed to do that I was a little bit behind on. So those got taken care of. There's another project that I was working on. So, sometimes staying put is a good thing. So take care of yourself. Practice love, kindness, and compassion on yourself. And do you hear do you hear me beating myself up for catching this cold? No, there's no point. There's no point. It is what it is. I'm activating my immune system to take care of it, but here we are. It's not going to make it any better so love, kindness, and compassion. I'm going to be compassionate with myself, just like I'm compassionate with my partner, who's the one who brought the cold home, because he had it before I did. It is what it is, right? So practice love, kindness, and compassion on yourself all the time, so that when things happen, you can respond lovingly, kindly, and compassionately. That's the goal. That's the ultimate goal. That's why I ask you to practice it every day. I want it to be a default setting where no matter what happens, you respond lovingly, kindly, and compassionately. All right, beloveds. And it's as simple as taking a deep breath before you speak, and up to taking a vacation. Notice I didn't say planning a vacation. Planning vacations are fun, but if you actually want it, then take the vacation. All right? So, I also want to remind you where I say, eat dessert first, okay? Don't save the good stuff. Your life is a special occasion. Treat it as such. I also want to remind you that joy is a quality of God. Therefore, joy is a quality of you. No matter what is going on in the world or in your life, you deserve joy. Please make room for it. All right, beloveds. Forward march. The rest of the suggestions. Do something to engage your mind and your body, unless it is a day of rest. Because I still sound like that, I opted to turn my alarm off and rest. So I did not engage my mind and my body any more than just the normal stuff going around. So, if you're not feeling 100%, rest. Okay? Do drink plenty of water. I'm still working on the hydration part. When you've got a little extra mucus, hydrate. It'll thin it out. Then your cough will be productive. So, hydrate. Drink plenty of water. Your brain works better. Your body works better. Your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. And then I would remind you to get early in your day bright light. Well, I haven't left my house in 48 hours, so I'm not getting any sunlight. It does look like it's going to be a beautiful day, though. I have no idea what the temperature is going to be. I don't even know how to dress. I'm going to have to figure that out here in a minute. Take care of yourself. Get that early in your day bright light. I'm talking about 7 to 9 in the morning sunlight. And I'm only talking about 5 to 10 minutes. Any more than that or any other time, light's not at the right angle for that circadian rhythm. At which point, do look into the seasonal affect disorder light bulbs. Artificial light does work. All right. So, get that light, reset those circadian rhythms. You'll sleep better at night. You'll have more energy during the day. Okay. Last one is the Ernest Holmes quote, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right now, right here. It's all around us all the time. That is what our author today was talking about. It's all God, Kathleen. It's all God. God is omnipresent. God is present in all of the material matter because God made the material matter. So God is present in it. So when we open the windows of our soul, we recognize that heaven is a state of mind, a state of consciousness. It's not a place. When we recognize that it's a state of mind, it's a state of consciousness. When we recognize that we can create it for ourselves, straight up superpower. Okay, straight up superpower. And nobody can take it away from you. Okay, even more of a superpower. And then you recognize heaven isn't a place you have to get to, but can become any place you are. That is where the real superpower kicks in. Okay, we do our own work. We do our own work. That is what we are called to do. We want to create a world that works for everybody. Where do we start? With ourselves. Okay? I can't walk your path for you, but I can darn sure hold my light up so that you can see your path, where you can see where to put your feet. That's why I work on myself. Okay? All right. And you can always take him as advice. Look for the good and praise it. Straight up, look for the good and praise it. I feel like there should be... count your blessings. Okay. All right, beloveds. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I do encourage you to look at those. There's hours of content. Hours. Probably thousands of hours of content at this point. So I know there's over 1,000 hours of content on my page because there's over 1,000 videos on my page. Who knew? Broadcasting every day? Wow. All right. If you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That gets you on the constant contact, and the constant contact the hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it means click here now. It'll take you right to the information you want or to the person that can help you get it. All right, beloveds. Yep. I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a recognize the omnipresence day, a consciousness day, a kindness day, a compassionate day, there's lawn care happening in my neighborhood day, a good day. And if there's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You're a beloved child of God. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. You are that creative force in material form. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you're a godling. All right, beloveds. I am going to go to work today. I probably sound a whole lot worse than I feel. The whole time I haven't felt bad. It is what it is, right? All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself. Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.